Hey everyone, my name is Natalia and I'm a product manager at EDB working on BigAnimal. Today we'll be walking through the benefits of a fully managed cloud service along with the unique tools and teams you can leverage with EDB BigAnimal. Now, I thought it would be helpful just to level set on what is BigAnimal, so let's get started there. BigAnimal, as some of you might know, is EDB's fully managed Postgres cloud database, which features Oracle compatibility as well. Now, with BigAnimal, you get a choice when you're provisioning your clusters. You can choose to provision using open source Postgres or using EDB's Oracle compatible Postgres offering in the cloud, or both. There's nothing that's limiting you to doing one or the other. You can provision with Postgres in one database and using our Oracle compatible offering in the other. The other thing to highlight is since BigAnimal is powered by EDB, you can take advantage of EDB's Postgres expertise and our break-fix patching for the underlying database as well. That's something that a lot of other providers don't really offer, so that is something that some of our customers do call out to us. As EDB likes to say, also, your database is too important to leave to the generalists. And with 40 contributors to Postgres 14 and 300 Postgres experts, EDB really is the Postgres specialist on-prem and in the cloud. So all of this is good as a way for us to level set on EDB and BigAnimal, but I wanted to spend the majority of our time today really looking at how our customers have used BigAnimal in real life. We're going to take a look at 3 customer use cases and how our fully managed offering helped their business. Now, that isn't to say that fully managed is for everyone. Each business is unique, and there might be a time when a different choice is the right one for you. So I also wanted to take a look at how a customer used EDB's remote DBA offering to help them migrate to Azure. So that'll give you a sense of what other things are possible with EDB as well. So with that, let's dive right on in. So some of you probably are already on your journey to the cloud. You already use a fully managed service, but some of you might just be getting started. So in order to make sure we're all on the same page, I wanted to just walk through what fully managed can mean, and then share what EDB offers for our fully managed service and the value that we bring to the table as well. So at a high level, BigAnimal provides you with an API, CLI, and a web portal so that you can provision your Postgres database clusters, scale them, manage them quickly and easily from any of those locations. So that's one aspect of it. But then when we look at the fully managed service piece of it, you can in essence offload a lot of work to the service so that you can focus on running your business. So when we take a look at that, what does that mean in practical terms, right? That means that EDB takes on the 24/7 monitoring and operations. That means you don't have to worry about the underlying infrastructure of the database or about availability. We take automatic backups as well and handle the compliance and the network configuration and security as well. So with all of these aspects that we've just gone through, you also get database patching, which is something that I mentioned earlier on. That database patching is backed by our world-class expertise in Postgres from our support team. And that's something that is pretty hard to find in the industry, to have vendors who will offer break-fix support for the database at the level that we do. So all of this sounds great in the abstract, right? But let's dive into some of the details and really get a better understanding of what this means at a practical level and where fully managed can help you guys out. So let's chat through our first customer use case. Now, this customer is one of the world's largest fintechs. They work with about 9,000 customers, including 90 of the top 100 banks globally. And their primary use case is selling applications to banks and mortgage companies. So one of their primary use case objectives in coming to EDB was to reduce the level of effort that their DBAs had to put in. they were also looking to migrate from Oracle onto Postgres while continuing to manage their complex applications. So when they were coming to EDB, they were particularly impressed with the level of expertise EDB could offer in terms of Postgres. They actually had prior experience with other providers that was a bit underwhelming. So they really were impressed with our Postgres expertise and how much we were able to help them. The other aspect that was very helpful to this customer was Oracle compatibility. So obviously this customer was looking to migrate from Oracle to Postgres, and they had heard about our offerings on that front. But as they actually dove into the schemas and came to understand how much we could take off their plates with our Oracle compatible offering, they were really pleasantly surprised. And it did make a meaningful impact to their business for them to have found and used EDB Postgres Advanced Server. So they not only were able to find the features that they needed, the support that they needed, but they also found something that they hadn't really anticipated, which was the ability to actively influence and contribute to our roadmap. So what I mean by that is at EDB and BigAnimal, we really prioritize the customer voice and making sure that what we're building on our roadmap and adding to the roadmap is actually what is going to have a meaningful impact for your bottom line and for your business. So we really look to hear what customers want and then add and deliver it. And that's something that this customer was able to see within their time with us, where they were able to see, hey, we surfaced this request, it's been added to the roadmap, and now it's been delivered. It actively has made our lives easier and means that we can focus on other parts of our business rather than on the database. So with that being said, I wanted to look at another customer use case that's a bit further afield than financial services. So let's take a look at them. They are also a large enterprise, but they're in the manufacturing industry. They have 7 factories distributed globally, and they're adding a couple more as time goes on. So for their application, they're using a manufacturing analytics application. And what that means is that they are using their databases to store sensor data from their production machines to report and analyze on the products as they're being made. So product quality, any failures that are happening, breakdowns, and the like that might be going on the factory floor. So when they came to EDB, their primary use case objective was to migrate from Oracle to Postgres while also making the move to cloud from on-premises. From their perspective, they wanted to move to cloud to be more agile, to free up their internal resources, and get more done without adding additional staff. So as I kind of alluded to, so they have this one piece where they're migrating from Oracle to Postgres and from on-prem to cloud for their existing databases. But at the same time, they're also adding new factories, right? So they have to stand up databases for those facilities as well. And in particular, they were looking to stand up to basically set up this one brand new manufacturing facility. And they wanted the database for that factory to, in essence, start off in the cloud right away. They didn't want to have it be on-prem and then migrate. They wanted to do cloud right away so they could basically be more agile for their business from the start. So for this customer, Oracle compatibility was essential as they migrated with a much lower lift than they initially anticipated. And using a managed service was also essential for them because it did allow them to free up staffing resources to focus on more strategic initiatives, and then also reduced a lot of their concerns and worry about managing security, and it proved to be more cost-effective in the long run. So with that being said, in these couple use cases we've just talked through, we've really focused on customers who were using our fully managed cloud service. But the reality is that one size doesn't fit all, right? When you have you often need multiple options for your workloads, and what works for one of your workloads might not work for the other one. What works for one team might not work for another team within the same company, right? So you guys need that level of flexibility, and that is something that we look to provide. That's definitely been a reoccurring theme for us at EDB from customers, that they want flexibility so that we can support you guys wherever and however you want to deploy. So that is where I kind of want to finish our chat here today on, is looking at one customer, London Partners, who's a destination agency for London. So they really cater to promoting the city of London. And they went with EDB's remote DBA offering for their on-prem deployment. So just to level set on what London Partners use case and application is, basically anytime someone searches for events to go to in London, they want to book a hotel, they want to look for a restaurant or a place to eat in the city, they're using London Partners database. So they really need to have that database be available and responsive 100% of the time. So they were really looking for some help with that. They ended up choosing EDB's remote DBA offering because there were a couple of other things they were looking to accomplish. So they paired the remote DBA offering with an EDB Community 360 subscription. And this customer was looking to upgrade from Postgres version 9.1 to version 12, while also they were in the middle of a cloud migration to Azure. So a lot was going on here at this time, and they decided that they needed some help. So by using EDB's remote DBA team, they were able to migrate without any disruption and eliminate stress for their team while freeing internal time to focus on innovation and visitor experience, which is really their bread and butter, is making sure people are able to find what they need and have a good time as they're visiting London. So in practical words, instead of having one person be responsible for all of the DBA needs, they were basically able to use the remote DBA team at EDB to fill in that gap and to be available 24/7. So instead of having one person take on all this responsibility, they could now have a team and rest easy. So while this customer took advantage of remote DBA in their on-prem environment, which does show how Azure and EDB can work really well together, you can also pair remote DBA with BigAnimal, because that is something we heard customers looking for in the past. And that is the kind of flexibility that we want to provide here at EDB to make sure that you're getting what you need for your business, and that you're basically setting yourself up for success as well. So with that being said, I hope this has given you guys some food for thought, and thank you again for joining me to talk about fully managed cloud.